Avoid these 3 habits and you might just find your way to success. Jeez, welcome back to Tyson's Alchemy. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 habits that you should definitely avoid if you want to achieve your dreams and achieve success in this life. Now, these 3 habits are very common in most men, and they get abused, used, and they end up using the man themselves. Okay, so I'm going to break these down. I actually believe that this is the reason that I am able to think on a higher level than others, and able to network better than others, and be able to put myself in different situations to allow myself to win, because I have kept these habits away from me. I'm not saying I'm immune to them, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but these habits that I'm going to go over, if you avoid them, you stand a very high chance of success, because here's the key. Most people don't avoid them, they get sucked into them and they never get back out the vortex that is these habits, okay? So let's break it down in this video, and once you get these 3 habits, you know what they are, you know how to avoid them, they will never fuck you over, and you can be ahead of everyone else. Let's get into it. So, habit number 1 that I avoided very well in my early life, in my early teen years and onwards up to my football career and now my business career. I barely drank. Most people consume alcohol daily. This blows my mind. I live in England, so it's quite common here. I don't know what it's like in your country, but people drink alcohol like it's fucking milk. Okay, milk in the cereal. They're just having, every night people have wine, and in fact it's very uncommon. I've had to have the conversation with most people that I don't drink. Have I drank before? Of course I have. Do I drink on a special occasion? Especially when I was younger, going out for a birthday or going out to pull some women or something like that when I was younger. Fair enough, that's different. But just drinking to drink for no reason, like drinking's sake, with achieving no goal. For me, in my head, I thought drinking was like a way to get higher, a way to get loosey-goosey, and a way to go out and network and have fun on a night out. So when you don't do that all the time, you don't drink a lot. Okay, so I was very focused on becoming a footballer and trying to keep fit and strong and elevate my mind. So I never ever drank outside of going out with the boys. Now, did I go out with the boys? Yes, I fucking did. And did we pull loads of women? Yes, we did. But the point is, I didn't do it often. So it wasn't a habit that I became trapped by. I know people that suffer from alcoholism. They're alcoholics basically, and they're just stuck. They can't survive without it, and it's one of the worst things you can get addicted to, because it's actually one of the only addictive properties that you can't actually quit cold turkey. I learned this the other week. Apparently, if you're like a true alcoholic and your body relies on it, if you just quit cold turkey, your brain can malfunction and all kinds. So do not get into the habit of drinking. Can you drink and have fun? You know, if it's not against your religion, yes, of course you can. You should have fun. All right, this life is very short. I want you to work hard. I want you to live a life of value and leave a legacy behind for yourself. But at the same time, we have a life of pleasures and luxuries. And yes, a lot of them are to entrap you and make you a slave. But also, your ancestors 200 years ago didn't have any of this awesomeness, and you do. So you'd be an absolute asshole. They're watching down on you, saying he's not having any fun. So it's not about getting all the fun and avoiding all of it, okay? It's about picking and choosing your moments. Special occasions, go out with your boys, have a great time, pull some beautiful women, great. But every day, every week, no, because then it's not a special occasion, then it becomes a habit. And do not make drinking alcohol a habit. So that's habit number 1, avoid. Habit number 2, watching pornography. Yes, pornography. We all have that inner sexual charge inside of us, especially men. Testosterone through the roof in the younger years. Listen, I was a young man too. When I first discovered my PP did something, and I was like, whoa, what's this? Oh, cool, that feels nice. And then you're aware, right? I'm not going to pretend that that doesn't exist, okay? When I have the conversation with my boys, it's the same conversation. I'm not going to slam them or shame them. I'm going to explain to them exactly how it works, the way I'm going to do it to you. Having sexual desires and wanting to express yourself sexually and get rid of that energy is very normal as a young man, so don't let anyone shame you for it. But obviously, you should try and interact with women and do it that way. What you don't want to do is become addicted to an easy dopamine hit and consume digital pixels like a loser, and that becomes your addictive behavior. Now, have I done it as a younger man? Of course I have. I'm saying that to you right now because I'm not one of these dorks that's going to pretend he's never done it. Because most of these guys that say they don't watch it have got these weird fetishes and they're abusing women, and it's like, well, where did you get that from? You have to get it from fucking somewhere, don't you? So ignore all the clowns that say they don't watch any. Okay? But the reason I didn't let it suck me in is because I knew exactly what it was. I was exposed to pornography quite young. I had an older brother. So I learnt very early, wow, this is interesting, this is intriguing. And then, as I became a teenager, and all my friends are starting to see it on the phones and they're talking about it, I quickly analysed the situation. I thought, this is definitely something that could turn you into a lonely little loser. I remember being like 12, 13, everyone was downloading it on the internet, because I was like a boomer baby that came through the internet phase. And everyone was like, I've got a new one, I've got a new one. And I could see around me people becoming addicted to it, and I didn't even really know what addictions were. But obviously my mum suffered from depression, my dad's a bit of a loser, and I thought this seems like the type of thing that could make someone a loser. And I actually instinctively knew that I liked pulling a woman miles better than jerking off to a pixel. So I knew in my head that it's more embarrassing. Now most people forget the shame, they just feel the emotion, they feel the urge, and they go do jerky, and then they feel shame or whatever it is. I never done that. Was there moments in time where maybe I wasn't in a relationship as a younger man, and I felt the need to go release an urge? Yeah, there's quite a few times when I was younger. I don't need to lie about that, I'm human, right? But the majority of the time, it wasn't a habit. I was very much focused on, I'd go see someone on the weekends, I'd have a relationship, or I'd have a fling, or whatever, I'd have something going on. I'd be training super hard at football, so I wouldn't have like this mindless urge to just scroll the internet and find something. I was focused, I was trying to get bigger at the gym, or I was trying to make a business work, I was in uni, or whatever it was I was chasing, I had something to chase. And this is the key. Most men have no purpose, no glory to chase, and therefore they're just enticed to go do this easy, cheap dopamine garbage. Pixels, literally digital icons on a screen that look like a woman, which is someone else having sex with someone else, and you're watching that like a cook. Okay, now I knew this early on, so I knew it wouldn't be a habit. Again, there was times where I definitely needed to unload the baggage, right? And just get it done. But at no point did it ever become a toxic habit. This is a habit you want to avoid. Do not make it a habit. If you absolutely have to empty your tank, and that's fine, sometimes you got to empty the tank, do it with your imagination, because the worst thing you can do is get a massive stupid dopamine rush and then a massive crash, and then afterwards you're like, well, I don't want to chase my dreams anymore because I feel like shit and I feel tired. Just don't do it. Use your imagination, use your visualization, think of the future scenario that you want to be in with some hot wife that you want in the future, okay? Do not let this become a habit. Find a way to flirt and interact and fuck women, okay? Don't make pixels a habit. Number 3, again, I did well to avoid this because it was very big in my culture in England. Drugs. And I know this is very cliche, but I'm telling you, they were in my face all the time. Drugs, from marijuana, cocaine, steroids, you name it, everything. Everyone around me was always doing it. Even from a young age, 12, 13, we'd go out and play in the streets and some of the boys would get something and, hey, do you want to try this, Tyson? I'd be like, no, I'm trying to be a footballer. Oh, don't be like that, don't be gay. No, I want to be a footballer. I knew what I wanted, I knew what my future would look like. Do you know what your future looks like? Or you're just blowing in the wind, pissing it around? Don't be doing drugs. Do not develop this habit. Don't become reliant on anything that's toxic for you. I'm not saying you can never do drugs. I'm not that guy. I'm aware that life's for living. I'm aware that people want to do shit. Not a problem. You do you. But don't make it a habit. I've seen people fall off a cliff. I used to play football with some footballers that were better than me. They were miles better than me at the time. But guess what they did? They got into drinking and they got into doing drugs. And they nosedive, career, bye-bye. Well, Tyson stayed disciplined, didn't do any of that shit, was able to do quite well. And I probably shouldn't have from my background. As you know, from my background, I stood no chance and I've achieved good things. Okay? You can too if you avoid these 3 habits. So habit number 1, do not drink regularly. Habit number 2, don't jerky to that digital shit. Just not worth it. If you need to unload the baggage, go do it with your own imagination if you have to. But I encourage you, get on the dating apps if you need to, get in the Instagram DMs and find a way, practice your game, meet women, fuck women. Do not jerky to the digital fucking bullshit, okay? Because it's going to rob you of your soul and your mind. And habit number 3, don't do drugs, okay? I know it's cliche. If you're going to some mad event or whatever, it's a safe environment, you do you, okay? But I'd recommend that be a G about it, have a legacy in mind, and think, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna stay as powerful, as clear as possible. Okay, so I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. This is very important. I'm not one of these guys that's saying you should be a fucking Buddha guru and just chill and do fuck all, no fun, no hedonism ever. Alright, because I'm not that guy. I've had fun. I've been with all the women and done whatever I wanted, so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say don't do it, because I can't stand people that do that. So enjoy your life, make sure you work hard for it, but avoid these 3 habits and you might just find yourself on your way to successful. So remember, self-hypnosis is the key. Be a G about it, think about what you're doing, and don't be a fucking cook and watch digital shit, alright? Get out of here.